My neighbors ask me why I'm limping down the way, and who that fella was who came by yesterday. I quickly turn my face before I start to blush, 'cause frankly there is nothing I can say. Ba-down, down, down. I've always had a thing for pushing the extremes, and I just got a thing you won't find in the magazines. This molded silicone has got me begging, please give me more of what I really need, 'cause there is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock. You need horse cock, of course cock. Grab the lube and slam the day away. My shaft is quivering and my balls are turning blue as I think of drinking in a foot or even two of my favorite stallion that I keep in my top drawer. Slip it in and I'll be dripping goo as I take more cock, horse cock. Shut the door and turn the lock. Is your cock a horse cock? You will never hear me saying nay, 'cause there is no cock like horse cock. Rub my dick inside a sock. Don't stop now, horse cock. Stretch out my insides and make me bray. My lovely horse cock, horse cock. Shoop the doop dup 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 down on a horse cock, my horse cock. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da.
Hey everyone, how's it going? You guys just got done listening to Horsecock by Blast Radius. It is the old school Nintendo Prime Time theme song that we would kick off every stream with. Obviously, people would get crazy and request it several times per stream. We do song requests if you guys want any sort of, you want that song played, or if you want any Nintendo music or whatever played at any point during the stream. Any super chat or donation you can request. It doesn't matter if it's $1, $10, doesn't matter. Any request you can do through that. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed that song. If there was any question on if my channel is meant to be for children, I think playing a song like that clearly clears the air on that front. So let's talk about some stuff today, huh? How's your Saturday going, guys? It is February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. Let me see. We got about 24 people watching right now. Let me shout out everyone in the chat. Sonic Man the Best here. Segwin the Pikachu Fan. Justin Aquatoad McGowan. Let's see here. Patty Rowe. Joel Putz. Nintendo Rack Yamato. Let's see here. I think there's a couple other people. The Real Sonic Fan 64 was enjoying that song. How are you guys doing today? Feel free to ask me questions in the chat and all that. It's kind of a Q&A day, but I do have a topic to kind of talk about to kind of get things going. We'll be streaming here for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, somewhere in there. And then I'll be going to spend some time with my kids and all that before they go to bed. So let's talk about some stuff. Nintendo and the Switch. This thing right here. 2020 is is interesting. We're waiting on Direct. There's a new rumor out there from Emily Rogers, or kinda sorta, because Emily Rogers isn't saying there's an Animal Crossing Direct this upcoming week, but she's also kind of hinting that there might be, so it's kind of weird. So we might have an Animal Crossing Direct coming up, but we already know Animal Crossing is coming. Animal Crossing 2020 is coming. We already know March 20th. And beyond that, we actually know quite a few games, just not a lot from Nintendo. Now, I'm reading this. This is just off literally Switch Games 2020 Google search. But we got Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Doom Eternal we know is coming, No More Heroes 3, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Gods and Monsters, supposedly, hopefully, Lego Star Wars Skywalker, Saga, the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection, Minecraft Dungeon, Streets of Rage 4, Digiman Survive, Spiritfarer, One Piece Pirate Warrior, let's see, Empire of Sin, Persona 5 Scramble, Hyper Change Unbox, Little Nightmares, Kuno, Skatebird. Obviously, some of these are indie titles: Chris Tales, Super Meat Boy Forever, Eastward Rune Factory 5, Dungeon Defenders, etc., etc., etc. And if you want to get into some of like the bigger games, I suppose, if you look at the image that is in the thumbnail for this, which you guys probably can't see while watching live, but in that image, it shows Animal Crossing, potentially Breath of the Wild 2. Although, latest rumors have that thing pushed back to 2021, but we have no official date, so that's always possible. It was announced last year. Obviously, the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Bayonetta 3 potentially, obviously Metroid Prime 4, although I don't think that's coming this year. Possibly Shin Megami Tensei 5, No More Heroes 3, obviously Doom Eternal we mentioned before, The Outer Worlds, which has been delayed because of Virtuous has people being affected by the coronavirus, but that's a game that's still supposed to come this year. Trials of Mana. Obviously, we had the Tokyo Mirage Sessions come out earlier. Bravely Default 2, etc. So that already is a pretty strong lineup just from a general perspective. But it's obviously lacking a lot of Nintendo games. Very little Nintendo games in that lineup. Lots of third party, lots of indie, which is great. But that's kind of why a lot of us feel like we're starving for a Nintendo Direct, because we just don't know what Nintendo's really bringing to the table. A lot of the games that they might have this year are all like unannounced for this year, or games we haven't seen yet, like Metroid Prime 4, who we just know is being made. So the question, obviously, at this point, and it's very early in 2020, is how's this 2020 lineup looking today versus how it's going to look, by the time we get to, say, E3 or something. We got Ebernoy here as well, flipping Brandon P. Welcome to the stream, guys. Ebernoy mentions that Zippo, who is a supposed leaker that is being backed by, I think, Sabby, has said there's an Animal Crossing Direct February 20th, so he's given an exact date. I think Zippo also said there would be 2 Directs this month, so if we're getting Animal Crossing Direct this week, it would mean a general Direct on the last week of February. It is possible. So we'll have to wait and see if February 20th ends up panning out. What is February 20th anyway? February 20th is this upcoming Thursday, so we'll know right quick here if that guy's got any legitimacy to his name. Ebernoy, why did you say? He has a question. He said, "Why did you say Gods and Monsters maybe? I don't mean maybe in that it's coming to Switch. I mean maybe in it actually coming out at all and not being delayed more. That game's been delayed like twice. So more so like, oh, it's a 2020 game. Maybe. I didn't mean maybe it's coming to Switch. It is coming to Switch as far as we're aware. It was announced and has not been pulled back. Hollow Knight Silksong as well. Can't forget about Hollow Knight. Obviously, if we're going to mention some indie games, I mean, that's one of the best. Hollow Knight's one of the best indie games on the whole platform. Really just in general. So we got to mention Silksong, which I did get to play at E3 last year. Very good demo. Very good experience. Nothing but high praise I have for the sequel. February 20th is on a Thursday, yes. And again, Directs usually happen Tuesdays and Thursdays, so we'll see. Animal Crossing Direct is what Zippo is saying. Emily Rogers is kind of hinting at an Animal Crossing Direct this week. We'll see what happens. And when I say Emily Rogers is hinting at an Animal Crossing Direct, she responded to Pixel Par, who was mentioning, we're complaining about a Direct or saying that Direct should be this week. And then she's like, how do you like Animal Crossing? Kind of like, oh, hey, this is going to be. But again, cryptic and not like an exact her. Usually, like when she has exact information, she just puts it out there. But she's being really cryptic about this one. So maybe she's not 100% sure of her sources, but who knows? Sonic 47 Central says, feels like people are just throwing darts at a calendar and saying there will be a Direct on this date at this point. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a thing that happens. Here's the thing. I thought we were going to have a Nintendo Direct the very first week of this month. I had some people behind the scenes kind of hinting at me that was a plan. And then I was told within 2 days of when it was supposedly supposed to happen that they pushed it for some reason. And The thing is I don't really know what to believe anymore out there when it comes to the Nintendo Directs. What I do believe is that we are in the midst of like the longest Nintendo Direct drought in the history of the company since they started doing Directs. So we're at this point now where we don't really know what's going on. Obviously, Directs have changed over the years. They were very personal and very memey and funny, when Iwata was in charge, and then after he passed, they slowly transitioned to this more robotic, methodical thing, almost like the state of plays from PlayStation, where it's like one thing to the next, and it's got like a timeline thing. That's kind of what Nintendo does with the Directs now, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it gets straight to the point and straight to the games. But obviously, it lost a little personality in the mix. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We've already had two individual game directs this year for games that came out in prior years in 2019 and 2018. So it'll be nice to at least, if an Animal Crossing direct is this week, it is nice to think, well, hey, at least it's a game that's not out yet. That is obviously going to have an individual game direct. It's just when are we going to get the next one? I don't know. And that's the thing about talking about the 2020 lineup is it's so tough because we don't know what Nintendo's doing. We don't have any information on anything. We just have a bunch of, these games are announced. Bayonetta 3 is announced. Metroid Prime 4 is announced. Breath of the Wild 2 is announced. Those must all be coming this year, right? Or none of them are coming this year. So it's a difficult situation to be in. Let's see here. Remember that last February, Nintendo had a Kirby calendar at 31 days. Yeah, I remember that. The Avengers 34 is excited for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Nothing wrong with that. Don't take this seriously at all, but there's a sick part of me that thinks Nintendo is delaying a new direct to delegitimize any reliable leakers. Maybe. I don't know. Nintendo's never cared about it in the past, so I don't think they care about it now. They care about game leaks. They're not as caring as much as like direct dates leak or like if a game announcement leaks. They don't seem to get too seem to get too upset about that, but you never know. Edward Noyd says Kindred Fates of Pokemon like game that in my opinion looks better than Pokemon combat wise has made enough money on Kickstarter to come to Switch. Look up that game. Kindred Fates is a Pokemon like game, sorry. Kindred Fates. I'll take a glance at it right now. Is that going to be coming this year? Is that 2021 or just like it's coming in the future? Kindred Fates. An open world monster battling RPG. It's got 200,000. Is it supposed to come out this year? And the initial goal was 60. No, that was a stretch goal. Initial goal was 50. Yeah, it hit Nintendo Switch. It's on 50 more kinfolk. We'll see. We'll see when the game comes out. I'm just looking at some screenshots and some gifs of it right now. Looks interesting. It's kind of like it looks like open world Pokemon kind of, which is always an interesting prospect. The visuals are pretty simplistic, but I mean it's an indie title. It seems to work for it. Cool. I'll have to pay attention to that one. I assuming the game like this will appear in an indie at some point as well. That'll be something Nintendo will want to advertise. If it ends up being good, that is. Let's see here. Let's see what some other people are saying in the chat. Paper Mario 2020. Some people, yeah, okay. Paper Mario 2020 could happen. Last time we got Paper Mario was what 2016. Was that Color Splash? I believe we got it on Wii U. It was like the last brand new game from Nintendo on Wii U that wasn't Breath of the Wild, cross-platform. My money's on Metroid Prime Trilogy remaster announcement in 2020. I mean, I think the Metroid Prime Trilogy HD remaster thing exists. I know some things, so like I'm like really positive it exists. I don't know the timing of when they want to announce it has something to do with Metroid Prime 4. So I don't know. To me it depends. Are we going to see a trailer for Metroid Prime 4 this year? I don't think we're going to hear anything about the Metroid Prime trilogy until we see the first trailer for Metroid Prime 4, which hopefully will be this year, but we don't know. Brandon P says Nintendo is likely going to release at least a couple games shortly after the Direct. Probably wait until they're ready before having the Direct. Maybe. Artisan says AC New Horizons, Number Heroes 3, Xenoblade Definitive Edition, Bravely Default, blah, blah, Switch will have the most exclusives first party in 2020. Maybe. I mean, a bunch of those games are unconfirmed. Like, people aren't going to count Xenoblade Definitive Edition because it's a port. It's not a new game. So in there you have AC New Horizons is first party. Breath of the Wild 2 is first party. You have 2 first party games in that entire list. And one of them, Breath of the Wild 2, might not come out this year because it's not even announced for 2020. So only one of those games that is actually announced for 2020 is first party and is a new game. So that list is third party games that are indie. So like exclusive, sure, for now. You know, what's going to stop them from moving them to other platforms like Octopath Traveler went? This is more of a joke, but Nintendo had a direct algorithm that Nintendo wouldn't even know when they would have. Oh, jeez. Let's see here. When will we get Zelda plus Rabbids? Dude, Zelda plus Rabbids needs to happen. Mario plus Rabbids was brilliant. I believe there needs to be a Mario plus Rabbids too. But, I mean, Zelda plus Rabbids, come on. Come on. It just makes too much sense. Have the Rabbids land in Hyrule. Let's go. The Artisan. We know some cool third-party games are going to be announced already. Got Doom Eternal. That's a big one. Yep. So is the... I just said it earlier. That third-party RPG that came out. The Outer Worlds. That got delayed because the porting companies having issues with that virus in China. Mudkip for says, do you think that any more streaming services like Netflix or Disney Plus will come to Switch this year? No. The reason I say that is I think Nintendo has kind of given up on streaming services. Like, Disney basically owns Hulu, and Hulu is on Switch. So you would think, maybe Disney Plus, because Disney's already got kind of, a leg in the door on Switch as it is. But it's weird because Netflix is one of the biggest ones and isn't there. We do have YouTube, on there now finally. But I think that something internally, either Nintendo or Japan or somewhere, they're kind of like, we don't care about streaming services this gen. Maybe it's something we'll think about in the future. Nintendo's been kind of fumbling around with anything that has to do with online this generation, including streaming services. It makes no sense that we don't have them. I'm not saying that I would use my Switch to really watch a lot of Netflix or YouTube or anything, but there are people that do. There are people that dock it, or there are people that prop it up with the kickstand by their bedside and watch YouTube videos or watch Hulu. And it does feel weird that there aren't these standard services, that there's no reason not to have them. I mean, they don't hurt the value of the platform by having them there. They don't make it less of a video game machine. But for some reason or another, Nintendo has made a decision not to have those on there. Now, we know in the past when Reggie was running Nintendo of America, he said things like, ask Netflix why Netflix isn't on Switch. Netflix said, ask Nintendo why it's not on Switch. I've seen there was a contract dispute over how they were going to handle it. And I don't know, maybe after that, Nintendo just decided, hey, we're not really going to work with much of anyone. We'll get YouTube on there just because, YouTube is not necessarily a streaming platform per se. It's just a video platform, and we put videos like directs on there, so we're gonna put that up. But we're not gonna, there's no Twitch. It's kind of weird. We don't have Twitch. It's. I don't think we're getting anything else, and I wish I knew why. That's basically all I have to say on that. I wish I knew why, but I don't. Shin Megami Tensei 5 in the thumbnail. Well, Benji64. Shin Megami Tensei, let's see what is the official. It might still just be delayed. That game was supposed to come out already like a year or two ago. But this thumbnail was just something I found on Google Images. Let's see if there's an ETA on it right now. No, it still technically doesn't have a release date, but it is announced. It's just like Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Prime 4, etc. They don't have announced release dates for anything, but they're already announced for the platform, so why not this year? We need games, so why not this year? Because the game might not be done yet, but we'll see. It was announced quite a while ago that it was coming to Switch, so it's interesting. Let's see here. Disney pretty much confirmed Disney Plus for Switch. Did they? When? Where did they say that? You should see what Disney says about Canada getting Hulu, but due to a Crave owning exclusivity rights to streaming certain content, how is Disney going to do it? I have no idea. Disney said that Disney Plus is coming to Switch. Let me see here. As I said, Hulu's already on Switch, so like Disney kind of has their foot in the door on Switch. Disney Plus coming to Switch. I'm just gonna literally type that in Google and see what pops up. Let's see here. Is Disney Plus coming to Switch? Yes. Okay. This is on shacknews.com. It says yes, Disney Plus is slated to release with applications on Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. So apparently, yeah, Disney is saying that Disney Plus is going to come to Switch. There's just no release date. So there you go. Disney Plus is coming to Switch. I would assume later this year. Same time it launches on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So there you go. I guess we are going to get at least one more streaming service. Again, though, it makes sense because Hulu's, as I said, pretty much owned, like majority owned by Disney now, so that they bought Fox. So Disney's already got their foot in the door with the Switch. So, of course, they're able to get Disney Plus more easily onto the platform. But I don't know why we're not getting Netflix. And, like, I don't know. There's a contract dispute there. Again, there's so many streaming services. I don't know why Nintendo just doesn't let them all on. They're a tablet. I don't get it. I don't get why it's easier to have them on my phone than it is on Switch. Doesn't make any sense to me, except that Nintendo runs one platform and not the other. Nintendo doesn't care about anything we want. They care about things we want. They care about games, though. Nintendo's very game focused, which isn't a bad thing. It's just there's no reason to block the apps. They don't cost Nintendo anything. They're not downloaded from Nintendo's servers, so. Let's see. Mario + Rabbids 2 or some other strange Mario collab that we never saw coming by the same team could be in the works, or a new Donkey Kong game. Mario + Rabbids. Yeah, dude. I can't believe that there wouldn't be a new Mario + Rabbids game. It sold really, really well. High critical acclaim. The DLC, I've been told, has done well. I will be right back. Sounds like my kids aren't being very good, and I gotta go be a dad and lay down the law. I'll turn on some music for you guys here. I will return. Enjoy. Actually, we're not gonna replay that song right now. I gotta go be a dad quick. Final battle from Lufia 2. Good stuff. All right. Where were we? I'm back. Sorry. Sometimes you got to go be a dad. See what you guys were talking about here. Actually, let me look at the chat over on this other window. Because more of it is displayed here. Mark Greenberg is here. How's it going, Mark, man? How are you doing? All right. Yeah, Mario plus Rabbids 2. Let me see. SMT5 had its last trailer in 2017. Yeah, right? I mean, dude, SMT5, I don't know what's going on. It was announced a long time ago. No, Switch lineup is awful. Need a direct now. Well, we went over a bunch of games, Mark, that are coming to Switch this year that are actually pretty cool, but they're mostly third-party games, like Doom Eternal, The Outer Worlds, No More Heroes 3, potentially Shin Megami Tensei 5, although, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of unknowns right now. Nintendo themselves doesn't have a lot of games coming that are new, besides Animal Crossing right now that we're aware of. Gotta be a dad real quick. Sure did. Super Saiyan Gamer. The kids are calling. Actually, my fiance was calling because the kids were being naughty. Let's see here. The N64 Classic coming this year. Summer. Did people forget about that? Could even be in a direct. I don't know that N64 Classic's ever going to happen, but it would be really cool. They'd make a lot of money. This is a great chair stream. Did you say that Nintendo removed the in-game purchases? Yes. Ebernoy, I actually, in one of my videos this week, I mentioned it, that they removed it. So I did talk about that actually this week. Let's see here. AC New Horizons is Nintendo's big Q1 game. I won't be surprised if it does 10 million right out the gate. I don't think it's going to do 10 million out the gate. 10 million by the end of 2020, I could see. Not 10 million out the gate, though. Let me see here. I'll be happy to be wrong on that. Hey, Nate, did you see the Sonic movie yet, Mr. Pete? 1985? No, I have not seen it yet. I do plan to go to it, hopefully this week, or this upcoming week. But yeah, I did not go to it yet. I've heard some good things from people who have. Not that like it's the greatest movie ever, but that it's people didn't expect it to be very good, and it actually is pretty decent. And decent for a video game movie is like a huge positive. It's like Detective Pikachu, pretty good movie. Like not the greatest ever, but it's decent. It's solid. It's good. And I'm hearing the same thing about the Sonic movie. So even though like the tomato rating on Rotten Tomatoes isn't that great, which I mean to be honest, they don't just seem to hate everything on there that isn't some. The things they think are amazing movies, I don't really like. So I don't agree with them anyways. The Metacritic rating's not that great either, but who cares? It's all about what the people think, and the people right now are saying, hey, it's a pretty decent movie, and $63 million is the current projected opening weekend numbers for that, which would make it bigger than even Detective Pikachu. So that's, Paramount's got to be pretty happy with that. Let's see. I think they even are already talking about a sequel movie, like making a second one, so... let's see here. Xenoblade Definitive Edition will be new though for a lot of Switch owners. Okay, that's true, but I don't know. Like, here's the thing: Xenoblade Chronicles came out on Wii, which was Nintendo's most popular system of all time in terms of home consoles. I think Xenoblade Chronicles X would feel more like a new game versus that game, but it's still not a new game. I mean, you could say whatever you want, it's still not a new game. So I think they will do better than you think they think it'll do better than right now the current numbers, it did 21 million yesterday. The current numbers have it better than, or projecting to be better than the Detective Pikachu, but we'll see. Hey, we had a new subscriber, Nathan McLean. Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for subscribing, Nathan. I appreciate that. I should give a shout out too. There were some new or some renewals on memberships today that happened right before the stream. So Robert Smith, Joe Prosco, and Matthew Campos all renewed their membership, their sponsorship or whatever of the channel. I think it's called sponsors now, not members. I don't know. But if you become, I think it's $5 a month. If you become, hit the little join button on my channel, you become the latest family member of the Nintendo Prime family. It's like a little monthly thing. We also have a Patreon. I don't push the Patreon that often anymore because it's mostly just for the podcast. But we do have a Patreon if people want to check that out at patreon.com/Nintendo Prime. Only recently started doing it. Sonic Man the Best resubbed. Did you resub today? Or re-membership today or something? Because I don't see the little thing by your name. Or do you just mean you resub to my channel? That could be it. Let me see here. Brandon Pisa, I'm sure Nintendo will have a relatively big update for Mario Maker 2 in June. I could see that. Oh, you resubbed probably to Nintendo Online. I think that's what you're referencing. How do you think Wonderful 101 is going to do? Considering, oh yeah, we didn't even bring that up. Didn't even bring up the Wonderful 101's coming to Switch this year too. How do you think Wonderful 101 is going to do, considering it's even getting new content? I think Wonderful 101 is going to do better than it did on Wii U, but that's not that hard to do. It's now also fully multi-platform minus Xbox because Platinum think they're a little sour over some prior dealings with Microsoft. So, yeah. Sometimes the notifications work, sometimes they don't. Really? That's so lame. If you just redid it and it didn't even pop up. Like, there's nothing in my feed about it. About you re-upping. Let me go confirm, and then I'll give you a shout out. Although I'm already talking about you, Sonic Man, so thank you so much. I'm sure you actually did it. But let me look at. I don't even remember where it shows me that anymore. Memberships. There we go. See all. Yeah, it doesn't show you. Yeah, the only members it shows is Matthew Campos, Joe Prosco, Robert Smith, and then Air and Magic Studios. So it doesn't even show you on YouTube's back end either. So maybe it hasn't gone through yet on YouTube's end, and that's why it's not through on my end. So if you did try to become a member and it goes through a little later, cool. But YouTube doesn't even have you listed. So, all right. Let's see here. Where is my thing? This is my. I'm all over the place right now. Let's see here. I posted a screenshot of live PD on Discord just now. At least the Sonic the Hedgehog made it to the show. Nice. All right. How do you think Wonderful 101 is going to do? I think it's going to do okay. I think it's going to do really good because it's multi-platform, but I mean, it might hit 1 million in total sales across all platforms. I don't know if it's going to hit 1 million on any specific platform. Let me see here. The N64 Classic coming this year. Summer, yeah. Hi from Athens. Oh, we have someone here from Athens. Nikos Bakumis. Man, we have someone watching all the way from Athens, Greece. Nice. So I'm glad you enjoy my videos. Especially since I've only, over the last 2-3 weeks, finally got into being semi-regular with everything and getting back to being me. Although the YouTube algorithm is all funky right now. It's all funky. So you can only do 3 videos in 24 hours. Because within a 24-hour period, because they won't send out notifications for more than 3 videos within 24 hours. And I have been monitoring it and doing just fine with it, but the working Nintendo PlayStation auctions getting insane bids video I did yesterday. It only has 405 views, and that's usually what happens to a video in an hour on my channel. And when I checked it, it went out to exactly 0.0004% of subscribers. So basically, it didn't send out notifications for that video. And I don't know why, because there was only one other video in the past 24 hours at that time. And that was the PlayStation 5 video. So I don't understand what YouTube's suppressing my channel. I just think I have no idea. Maybe it's because I wasn't that active, and then all of a sudden I got really, really active again, and YouTube's like, what the hell is this? Spam channel. I have no idea. I really don't know what YouTube's thinking. Let's see here. Rebel Galaxy, when it's going to come to Switch, I have no idea. Never even heard of the game. I assume it must be an indie game, I'm guessing. I have no clue. Never heard of it. Oh, just the channel stuff. Oh, you subscribe to the channel. Okay. And that's not showing up. That's weird that that's not showing up. Let me see here. There is an Athens in Georgia also. Yes, I assumed. I know there's an Athens in Georgia, but based on, I guess maybe I shouldn't make assumptions, but I'm pretty sure he's from Greece. Georgia on my mind. Time for them to make a Shadow the Hedgehog movie. Oh, jeez. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. They just had a successful Sonic movie. Let's not go too crazy here. A lot of people are expecting a Mario Kart 9, Splatoon 3 announcement as well. Will be 3 years since Splatoon 2. I am of mind we are not getting Splatoon 3 on Switch. People might get mad at me about it, but there was Splatoon on Wii U. There was Splatoon 2 on Switch. I think Splatoon is going to be a once-per-generation franchise. So Splatoon 3 could line up as a launch game for the next system, but I do not think there will be a Splatoon 3 on this system. Now, Mario Kart 9, I could see being a little bit more likely, just because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is technically a port, but it's also a port that's selling really, really well, so that kind of puts a kink in things. Or maybe Nintendo just doesn't care, and they'll put Mario Kart 9 on here, and then port Mario Kart 9 Year 1 to the next system. I don't know. Let's see here. I don't know who else could possibly come to Smash. There's already so many characters. I can think of one. Conker. I mean, we got Banjo-Kazooie, so I'm going to hold out hope that Conker can be one of them. Just going to keep holding out hope. I really want Conker in Smash. I miss Conker's Bad Fur Day so badly. I know it was like remade for Xbox when Microsoft bought out Rare, but I need it. I just need Rare Replay on Switch. Remember that old rumor from like the beginning of 2019 that Rare Replay was coming to Switch? I really hope that rumor comes to be true because I want Rare Replay so bad on Switch. So bad I want to play all those Rare games on the go. Let's see here. Probably not. I'm honestly not expecting neither. I say Mario Kart 9 is a launch game for Switch 2. Yeah, I think Splatoon 3 is going to be a launch game. Mario Kart 9, I don't know. I think they could do Mario Kart 9 and still release it late gen on Switch and then still have it poured over. And they could basically Mario Kart 8 Deluxe it. They could Mario Kart 9 now, then have Mario Kart 9 Deluxe on the next system. But we'll see. I honestly don't know what Nintendo's doing. Cranky Kong, Crash Bandicoot, Dante. I mean, there's a lot of characters I can add to Smash. I know people want Sora, and then that thing came out from Imran Khan that Sora can't come to Smash. What's up, Ham Hawthorne? I have not seen you in a long time. Welcome to the Nintendo Prime stream, Nintendo Prime Live. We got about, an hour, 15, hour and 20 minutes to go. Oh, my grandma texts me. She doesn't text me in a while. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Farah Interactive just make Formula 1 on Switch because Grid Autosport looks beautiful. I'm not big into racing games, so that's not something I care about too much, but sure, let's do it. Why not? Why not? What do you think the next Kid Icarus game will be? Nintendo won't just forget about the franchise. I mean, they only forgot about the franchise for a hell of a long time until Kid Icarus Uprising came out, so how do we know they're not just forgetting about the franchise again? The thing is, it's not really... I don't call it forgetting. It's a purposeful choice to not make another game. Like, they didn't forget that F-Zero exists. Just any idea they have for F-Zero, they put it in the Mario Kart. So I think any idea they have for Kid Icarus ends up being in other games. Like, even Kid Icarus Uprising wasn't originally a Kid Icarus game. It was something else. It was like a new IP, and then they thought, oh, that won't sell on its own, so let's attach Kid Icarus to it. So I don't know. Like, Kid Icarus is still kind of an afterthought for Nintendo. It was even with Uprising. So yeah, I'm not gonna get my hopes up for a new Kid Icarus game anytime soon, unfortunately. 2 places posted an article. 1 to 2 places apparently saying Kingdom Hearts got asked. Oh yeah. No, there was basically Imran Khan, the former writer or editor in chief or whatever he was at Game Informer. He actually used to work for me at Zelda Informer before he ever got a paid gig. He volunteered at Zelda Informer. Anyways, he got heard from his sources back in his Game Informer days that Nintendo did want Sora to be in Smash. And when they approached Square Enix about it, Square Enix was all cool with it. But they had to get permission from Disney, and Disney shut it down. Disney of Japan. That is the current report and rumor out there. Some people are just living in denial of it. I don't know. Who is Imran Khan? He doesn't have connections anymore. That's the thing. Like, who do you want to believe? I honestly think that Sora. The problem with having Sora in Smash is that you couldn't do a final Smash without the Disney characters being involved in the final Smash, and Disney might not be cool with that. Especially since Nintendo has partnered up with places like Universal and stuff for Universal Studios, for the theme park, for the movies. Whereas Disney might have their streaming services on Switch, but yeah, that's a lot different than actually licensing out their characters to be used on a platform where they don't even sell Kingdom Hearts. Just give us a direct and put Jeff Keighley and Kojima in it. Kojima would be... Jeff Keighley wouldn't appear in a direct. But Kojima's interesting just because he seems to be making games exclusively for PlayStation. Oh, kids. It kind of sucks, because normally I wouldn't mind them being in here, but, like, they can't appear on camera because of YouTube. YouTube has a no children policy, basically, at this point. Let me see here. So, yeah, having Kojima in would be cool just because we don't have any... Kojima, as I said, Kojima seems to be... He won't say his studio is PlayStation exclusive, but he keeps making games exclusively for PlayStation. Let's see here. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 and Astral Chain reached 1 million units. Platinum Games said they've made a trilogy if the game sold well, and apparently it has sold well. It has sold well, yep. We're going to give 3 games and 10 euros to buy Witcher on Switch. You think we're... Wait. Oh, you're going to trade in 3 games plus 10 euros to buy Witcher. Well, it depends on what games you're trading in. And Witcher is amazing. Witcher 3 is an amazing game. It's even amazing on Switch. So, sure. I mean, it depends on what you're trading in. If you're done playing them, if you don't care. Do you like Western style RPGs? That's kind of a big thing too. Do Western style action RPGs. Really sad Playful Studios, the studio that made New Super Lucky's Tale, had to lay off some people this year. I love the game. 3D yeah, dude, like, and New Super Lucky's Tales on New Super Lucky Tales, New Super Lucky's Tale on Switch was very, very good. The original it was better than the original in my opinion, and it kind of sucks that that game seems to have sunk the studio, sort of. It wasn't as successful as they hoped. They put a lot of marketing into it, and that sucks. It really does, because it's a good game, and it deserves a proper, like, another sequel and other stuff. But Disney should make an exception. That would be nice, but they usually don't. Nintendo said they want to create an innovative controller. What do you think they could do? Nintendo always tries to innovate with controls, so I don't know. I mean, whatever I'm thinking of, Nintendo will think of something totally different. So I have no idea. Yeah, I know they've only made one game. I know, but now their next game is rumored to be PlayStation exclusive as well. Plus, Kojima's really tight with Sony, so it's like one of those hint, hint, wink, wink. We're gonna keep making games for PlayStation until we don't view PlayStation as a viable platform anymore, and Sony stops giving us money. Ebernoy. Sakurai said he didn't care about making a new Kid Icarus game. I'm sad this is the case because the game was so good. Again, when he was making Kid Icarus Uprising, it was not a Kid Icarus game. It was Nintendo that wanted to throw Kid Icarus in there because they didn't think the game would sell without having a known or established IP connected to it. Now, Kid Icarus Uprising did sell all right. And now the question is, did it sell all right because Kid Icarus was attached to it, or did it sell all right because it's a good game? Do you think Microsoft and Nintendo will ever make a single console? You mean together? Like a joint console? No. I don't think that's ever going to happen, no. Nope. I could see like Microsoft's xCloud streaming service coming to a Nintendo platform. But in terms of them like co-creating one gaming console thing, no. Not going to happen. Nintendo went down that route already with Sony and then Philips, and it's just, no, not happening. Isn't Breath of the Wild 2 going to be released until the end of the year? Demon Rage 90, there is no confirmation from anywhere that matters that Breath of the Wild 2 is coming this year. Nintendo never announced that Breath of the Wild 2 is a 2020 title. There are people that assume we will get it in 2020, but one thing has always been consistent about Zelda games. There's when they're announced, and then there's the years later when they release. So Breath of the Wild 2 was announced in 2019. That should tell you we're not seeing that game for 2 or 3 years, because every time they announce a Zelda game, we don't see it for 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, the fact that they announced it last year should tell you we're not getting it this year. But there's also that Majora's Mask hope. There's that, but if they Majora's Mask it, it'll be there. Sure, they did that one time in Zelda franchise history. One time. I'm going to go with historical basis on this and assume that it ain't coming this year. There's a reason when they announced it they didn't say 2020. It's because they might have an internal target for this year, but they are not promising anything. So, yeah, Breath of the Wild 2, there's no guarantee that's coming this year. Just like Metroid Prime 4, just like Bayonetta 3, just like Shin Megami Tensei 5. None of these games have announced release dates or even release years. So we don't know. They could all come this year. None of them can come this year. So we don't know anything about Breath of the Wild 2 until Nintendo says otherwise. Or if they list it on they do their financial report, and sometimes they'll list a year there. So sometimes you'll find out, a game's coming this year because it's on the financial report. But all their financial reports still say TBA for the Breath of the Wild sequel. Okay, thank you, because I saw something on Google. Yeah. When you search on Google, you'll see games that, if they've been announced, they're just assumed to be coming this year. Like Metroid Prime 4 will sometimes be listed for 2020, but has no actual 2020 date. Google is nice for quick references. That's why even when I was going through a list of games that Google brought up for 2020 on Switch, doesn't mean they're all coming this year. One game I never mentioned even was Ninjala. And the reason I'm mentioning Ninjala is because I have my Ninjala bat right here from E3 2018. And man, I'm going to see if this thing still blows up. Or is it popped? I have no idea. Get your questions in. Let's talk 2020 games. What's up, Juan Castillo? Welcome. Remember, guys, if you want to request any sort of music be playing in the background, whether it is the Horse Cock song or any Nintendo gaming music, whatever the case might be, super chat or donation, put your request in the super chat or the donation, or say it in the chat after you do it for at least one doll hair, and I will play the music for you. Until then, I am going to be blowing this thing up and seeing if this bat works. There's definitely a leak in it. Definitely a leak somewhere. Oh, there it is. Found it. I don't have any tape, do I? Dang it. So I found the leak. There's a leak right here. Oh, dang it. The Ninjala bat. Ninjala. For you guys to be this way. Ninjala. Ninjala. Well, at least I found the hole. I could patch that hole. I could patch that hole and fix this bat later. I just got to go find my patches. Cool. At least I know where the hole is at. But yeah, Ninjala is supposed to come spring of this year. Believe it when I see it, of course. But do I take Antarctican dollars? As long as YouTube takes Antarctican dollars or PayPal or something. I'm waiting. I know no one lives in Antarctica, so there's no such thing as Antarctican currency. Demon Rage is waiting for that Paper Mario release. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another Mario Party game this year. I mean, I know Super Mario Party keeps selling, but there's no DLC, so I feel like there's going to be another Mario Party soon. Kojima is similar to Sakurai. Sakurai technically doesn't work for Nintendo, but he only makes Nintendo games. Yep. Nink Cobra is here. Hello. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Could they make a trilogy in the coming years for the OG Zelda games? Like a collection we got for GameCube? They could, but I don't think they will. There's too much money to be made individually. I could see them trying to remaster those games and then sell you them again for $60 a pop. They did it with Link's Awakening, so why not the rest? Over time. Over time, of course. This isn't going to be like an instant thing. I'll be surprised if they did drop another Mario Party. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a Kirby game, too. Kirby is a yearly franchise. There's been some sort of new Kirby game every single year for a while. So there's going to be some sort of new Kirby game, too, this year. I don't know if it's going to be another Kirby Pinball or maybe like a legit actual Kirby game. I don't know. I have no idea. Why is there a FaceTime call thing going on? I don't know what's going on. Let's see here. So engaging in the rumor mill. What would be more appealing to you, Paper Mario or 2D Metroid? If it's a Paper Mario like Thousand Year Door, then Paper Mario. Otherwise, 2D Metroid. I haven't really liked the last 2 or 3 Paper Marios that much, so. I think WB Games will port any of the older Hitman games on Switch. Yeah, I think they might. I don't know when. I don't know when they think is a good release time. I mean, if it ends up being kind of a slow year for Nintendo games, then this year makes a sense to release some of those older games again. Do you think Pokemon? Do I think there's going to be a Pokemon game this year? No, because they're doing DLC instead. Kirby Air Ride 2? Sure, could be a Kirby Air Ride 2. Again, there's going to be something Kirby. Literally, Kirby has become annualized. There's always something Kirby every year. There's going to be something Zelda this year, too, by the way, guys. If it's not... Because Zelda isn't annualized, but there's always something Zelda coming out. So if it's not Breath of the Wild 2, it'll be a Twilight Princess, The Wind Waker collection or something from HD remasters. Or Hyrule Warriors 2. Like, there's going to be some sort of Zelda thing this year, too, because they've been doing something Zelda every year for a bit here, too. Even if it's not a new game. Like a new traditional Zelda game. Do you have any idea what happened to Panzer Dragoon Remake? That game was supposedly coming out in the winter. Nintendo listed it, but winter's almost over and it's not here. I have no idea. It's probably been delayed, like many other games are, without anyone talking about it. So, kind of like Ninjala just keeps getting delayed without anyone talking about it. It's just, it happens with games that aren't super popular. They just get delayed and nobody says anything. Hitman 2 was the new game in the series that was published by WB Games. Okay. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. Yeah, there is that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game coming out. So there is a correction. There is a Pokemon game. It's just one of those spin-off games. It's not a mainline game. Will it be worth the grab? My opinion. I mean, if you like Mystery Dungeon, it'll be worth the grab. If you don't like Mystery Dungeon, then skip it. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there's already Mystery Dungeon games out there, so it's kind of a... You can tell already if you like it or not. And if you haven't played a Mystery Dungeon game before, I have no idea what to tell you. Hopefully there's a demo, and then you can try it out. Because I always think try before you buy on a brand new game concept you never played before is a good idea. I was waiting for Mario and Luigi go to Canada still. Mario and Luigi go to Canada. Yeah, that game's never going to exist. Demo's available now. There you go. Go play the demo and find out. Let Nintendo make a new top-down Zelda game and evolve that style of Zelda game larger and harder than Link's Awakening. I don't think they're going to be making a brand new top-down Zelda game for a while. They're going to give it a break. I'm not going to say never because they did the same thing to side-scrolling 2D Mario games. And they gave that a break for a while, and then they came back to it, and it sold really big. So top-down Zelda games will come back, like brand new ones. But it's going to be a bit. Breath of the Wild is huge. So, you're talking maybe a decade from now. We'll finally get a brand new top-down Zelda game. It's gonna be a wait. So, buckle up. Xenoblade Chronicles has a big chance of becoming a big Nintendo franchise with the remake. I've heard it's a lot better than the second one story-wise. I can't comment on the story too much because I didn't finish either of them. I started Xenoblade Chronicles. I got about halfway through Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but I haven't finished either one. So, I'm not going to sit here and compare stories. All I'm going to say is that it's very rare that a remake... It's rare that a remake or a remaster or whatever outperforms the original release, let alone outperforming Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is the most popular Xenoblade game, like Xenoblade Chronicles game ever. So, it's fine if you think it's going to sell like gangbusters. I just don't see historical precedent for that to happen. I think it'll sell okay. It'll do fine. I just don't think it's going to be like this massive game that's bigger than Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's just I don't see that at all. I mean, it literally has Definitive Edition in the name, which tells people it's an older game. I just don't see the historical precedence for it. But history is made every day, and maybe this will be a mold breaker and set its own history and become huge. Sell 2 million copies or something. I have no idea. I'm just saying, based on what I know historically about definitive editions and remasters, how they usually don't even outperform the original games, let alone become the best-selling game in a franchise. Who knows? Animal Crossing New Horizons. Your thoughts? Going to be an amazing game. It's more Animal Crossing, bigger and better. Can't really say much more than that. Wait for the Animal Crossing Direct. Do you think a rumored 2D Metroid game will be a thing? People loved Samus Returns, that the quality of the game will be great on Switch. There will probably be another 2D Metroid game, yes. I don't know when. I don't really care about the rumor per se, but I'm pretty sure there'll be another 2D Metroid. Because they just made one like not that long ago. So I feel like there'll be another one eventually. I'd love to see Nintendo make a full remake of Zelda Phantom Hourglass in the style of a traditional 3D Zelda, as opposed to a top-down Zelda. Admittedly, changing the game that much has its risks. Yes, it does. I also like Phantom Hourglass is my least favorite Zelda game. And I shouldn't even say favorite. I just straight up don't like Phantom Hourglass. So I'm fine if you love it, and it is the best-selling handheld Zelda game of all time. I don't. So I'm going to leave that one alone just because I have a personal, I just really don't like that game. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold more than the original. There you go. That's a nice example. I'll give you that. One thing I have to note, and I'm going to note this because this is more of a Wii U problem than it is anything else. Everything that's been ported from Wii U to Switch has basically sold better on Switch than it ever did on Wii U. I think there's like one game that got ported that sold worse. And that's because Switch is just a massively more popular system with a bigger audience, and so they buy these games in bigger numbers. Xenoblade Chronicles is not a Wii U game. It comes from the most popular era in Nintendo history. It is not something that was left for dead like Xenoblade Chronicles X on a dead platform. It was on a very lively platform. Now, yes, we all know about the supply constraints and all the stuff and the weird GameStop partnership with Nintendo and the physical copies. But yes, we all understand that. But that whole selling better than the prior version thing seems to be pretty much switched to Wii U. Because Wii U was such a flop, like such a huge flop, that pretty much every Wii U title sells better on Switch. Just by default, the Switch having a bigger user base. A Switch does not have a bigger user base than Wii. At least not now. But very good point. Touche on that. I kind of just don't think about Wii U games to Switch games because like it's such a unique situation in comparison to what traditionally happens with a remaster or a remake. Let's see here. Well, what happens if the upcoming Direct flops? Nothing. Their stock goes down a little bit. People keep buying Switches for the games they want to play, and life moves on. They've had dud Directs in the past. It didn't sink the company, so nothing really. People will rage on the internet. But they always do. I'm sure I'll have a hot take video that I don't want to say it criticizes, but kind of shows some disappointment maybe that we're not getting more. But it's also it would be the first Direct of the year. Well, I guess you could say fourth Direct or third Direct, but whatever. Yeah. I don't think people are going to say this year's a disappointment until after E3. If they don't really announce much at E3 for the second half of the year, then you can be like, oh boy, what's going on? Try playing the Wii U version of Phantom Hourglass. I have been live streaming that game. Yeah, the only issue with the Wii U version of Phantom Hourglass is where you have to fold, the map puzzle where you got to fold the DS. It can be done on the Wii U version, but like it's not. It's even less obvious how to do it on Wii U than it is on DS, where it was already not that obvious because there had never been a puzzle like that on Wii U where you literally had to close the system. But yeah, I think I saw that you got past that part and it was like tricky, and it's not really that tricky. It's just how do you do it, because like you can't close the Wii U on itself, But I won't spoil it for anyone who decides they want to try out Phantom Hourglass on Wii U. I really hope they announce the Metroid Prime Trilogy on Switch. Yep, a lot of people hope that. Alex, thank you so much for joining the stream. Mudkip for life as well. If I didn't shout you out, thank you so much. Sonic 47 said, oh no, I also don't like Phantom Hourglass. I just wish more bad games with potential got remakes, despite knowing that remaking good games is far more lucrative. The thing is Phantom Hourglass is a popular game, so I can see them remaking it. It's just remaking it's not going to fix my primary problem with the game, which is how the game works. It's not the controls or any of that. Like I don't care about the touch control. Like none of that's why I don't like the game. Spirit Tracks is that way, and I love Spirit Tracks. It's the fundamental core principle of how the game is built, directing you to revisiting this giant dungeon over and over and over again. I don't like it. I didn't enjoy it, and that's literally like the big central theme to the whole game. And if I don't like that, no remake's going to change that, because that's what the game is. It wouldn't be Phantom Hourglass if they changed that. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it'd be cool if they did. I mean, here's the thing. I'll buy it, but just because I'm a Zelda fan. If I wasn't a Zelda fan, I wouldn't buy it. You remember the game? That the game came out to North America really late in the Wii's life. Probably many people haven't played it. Let's see here. Let me look up here. The exact release date of Xenoblade Chronicles. Wii U release. Because I don't honestly remember. It was so long ago. So yeah, it came out in 2010. I wonder what the sales data was for that game. I know it wasn't over 1 million. Let's see here. Xenoblade Chronicles X sold roughly 377,000. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is like at 1.5 million. What about Xenoblade Chronicles? Where's sales? Let me... reception. There we go. Xenoblade Chronicles sold 200,000 units in Japan. Better in the West than it did in Japan. So we don't have any official numbers for Xenoblade Chronicles. It has a really high Metacritic rating, though. But we don't have any official numbers. Plus, it was ported to 3DS. We got to remember that, too. New 3DS exclusive, of course. So I guess I don't know. Who knows? I really don't know what's happening. I still don't think it's going to outsell the original. But you know what? I'm happy to be wrong. I just don't think it's going to happen. Wii U Online better than Switch Online. I'll give you that, Kukola. Welcome to the stream. Tokyo Mirage Sessions sold terrible on Switch. Yes, it did. I think it sold worse than Wii U, and it didn't sell well on Wii U, if I remember right. Alex says they should remake the whole Mother trilogy. Yeah, that won't happen. Press the home button or ZR. I did both. I was stuck on drawing for 30 minutes. Dang it, you gave it away. Yeah, I did the home button method when I played it on Wii U. Because I kept thinking, I'm like, well, what's actually happening? Like, I kept thinking, what's actually happening in the DS? You're pausing the game and then bringing the game back up. So you're like putting it in sleep mode. So what's sleep mode on Wii U? Logically, hit the home button and the game's in sleep mode. So that's how I figured it out. But I'm like, most people aren't going to connect the dots because the puzzle actually feels like you're stamping something on the map by folding it. Like it's a really clever puzzle, but like the act that makes it happen is literally just technically putting the system to sleep. I'm happy Nintendo pushes indie games. Unlike Sony and Microsoft, sort of feel indie games really need more love on the industry. Nintendo delivers that. The other companies push indie games too. Yeah, they do. I mean, even State of Plays have a bunch of indie games in them at times. I don't know what to tell you. Like, indie games sell really well on those other platforms too. It's just Switch. The big reason that indie games I think sell so well on Switch is that before Switch they were selling very well on Vita. If you look at Vita, it was getting heavy indie support even though barely anyone owned it because almost everyone that owned Vita were buying up indie games like crazy. Because what people really want with indie games is the ability to play them anywhere. And PlayStation and Xbox don't provide that. Switch does. I think it's like literally the number one reason indie games sell well. It's got nothing to do with Nintendo's support of them or the indie directs. It has to do with the fact that people who like indie games want to take it with them, and Switch lets them do that. And they don't want to give up traditional controls to just play them on phones. Although there are really good phone games. I can't stress this enough. There are a ton of good games you can play on phones. So I don't want to like dismiss this as a platform because that would be wrong of me to do. So let's see here. Whoa, I forgot to pay for Switch Online this year. Got it for free on Amazon. Nice. Nintendo could get away with reusing the game engine from Link's Awakening remake for Oracle of Agents, Oracle of Seasons. They could they get away with it? Yeah. Are they going to do it? No. But they could get away with it. Edward Noy. Persona 5 Scramble isn't just a Persona Warriors game. It's a sequel to Persona 5 with a full new story and everything. It's a bigger game than people think. Let me see here. I don't know anything about the Persona franchise, so I can't even get into story stuff. Let me look up Persona 5 Scramble. Let's see here. Wikipedia. Upcoming hack and slash role-playing game. Okay, blah, blah, blah. The game is a crossover. Okay, it's just like Hyrule Warriors in that way, blah, blah, blah. It's set 6 months after the events of Persona 5 and follows Joker and the rest of the Phantom Thieves of Hearts as they end up in a supernatural version of Japan filled with enemies. So basically, it's Hyrule Warriors, except Hyrule Warriors' story doesn't count. I mean, here's the thing. I understand that, like, if you care about the timeline, you care about the story arc, that you could say Persona 5 Scramble is really important. But like, I guarantee you, when Persona 6 comes out or whatever, that you could not play Scramble and be able to follow along just fine if you played 5. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, it's still basically a Persona crossover game. It's just they're counting the story. I mean, Nintendo can count the story from Hyrule Warriors if they want. It doesn't really disrupt anything. Not truly. So they could count the story from Hyrule Warriors if they want as part of the timeline. They just don't. So, I don't know. That's just my take. It's still technically just a crossover game. It just so happens the story is being counted in the timeline. Why do you think that Tokyo Mirage Sessions sold so bad? It seems that it would be a perfect recipe for success because it's a crossover of two popular franchises. The name. It's all in the name. Tokyo Mirage Sessions is a terrible game name. If you're going to the store and you want to play a Fire Emblem game, are you thinking Tokyo Mirage Sessions? If you go to the store and you want to play a Persona game, I'm sorry, Shin Megami Tensei. Wrong franchise. Shin Megami Tensei game. Are you thinking, man, Tokyo Mirage Sessions? Or are you thinking Shin Megami Tensei? Are you thinking Fire Emblem? If the game would have just stayed called Fire Emblem Cross Shin Megami Tensei, it would have sold multiple millions of copies. Tokyo Mirage Sessions, as much as I like the name in that of itself and how it applies inside the game, it's a terrible name for marketing purposes. Absolutely horrendous. Nobody knows. If you didn't already know about Tokyo Mirage Sessions and you walk into a store, you have no idea what that game is. There is nothing that's evidently clear when you hear Tokyo Mirage Sessions that it is a Fire Emblem Cross Shin Megami Tensei game. There is zero references to either franchise in that title. It is the worst possible title they could have given. It would have sold. Here's the thing, and this is my theory. This is why it sold so much better on Wii U. For most of the time that game was coming to Wii U, it was called Fire Emblem Cross Shin Megami Tensei. That was how it was advertised up until like 6 months or something before the game came out, and they called it Tokyo Mirage Sessions. So the reason it sold better on Wii U is because people were already like interested in it from its original crossover name. So now that you don't have the hype of that crossover name for the Switch version, of course the Switch version sold like garbage. Because the name is horrendous. It is one of the worst names of a video game I've ever seen that is crossing over. Like Hyrule Warriors. Zelda Warriors game makes total freaking sense. Like Zelda fans and Dynasty Warrior fans get it. Hyrule Warriors, brilliant name. Tokyo Mirage Sessions, absolutely horrendous. It is a whoever made that game, like it should have just kept it as Fire Emblem X Shin Megami Tensei. That was a better name. It would have sold way more copies. Or like call it Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem Edition or something. I don't like. Tokyo Mirage Session is just a terrible name. That's what sucks. It's just, it's such. It makes me mad because it's such a good game. Tokyo Mirage Session is brilliant. It deserves millions of sales. But man, that name just kills it. It's just like when I put out a video. The name of my video, the title of my video, and the thumbnail of my video basically determine the entire success rate of any video I make. Whether it's a live stream, whether it's a normal video, the title and the thumbnail determine literally 100% of the success of the video. So if I have a bad title, a bad thumbnail, or God forbid, a bad title and a bad thumbnail, I get no views. Same thing with this. It was not that great of a title. It was a really horrendous title. And the cover art's really not that explanatory either, because the title, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, is so in your face that like it just ends up being a bad combo, and nobody knows what the hell that game is if you weren't already following it. All right, sounding enough on that. I'm just so frustrated at the fact that game gets no recognition. Let me see here. How is Apple Arcade doing? Apple Arcade's doing okay. It's not like it doesn't have a ton of big games, but Apple Arcade's doing okay. What do you think that Tokyo Mirage Session? Oh yeah, I already read that. That's what got me started. My boy is looking like a Funko Pop. Looks like a remake. Jeez. As of 2013, Xenoblade Chronicles sold just under 200,000 copies. No. Xenoblade Chronicles. Okay, what you're reading there, you were on the Wikipedia page, right? It sold just under 200,000 copies in Japan. You didn't read that closely. In Japan, they don't have Western sales numbers, but it's been reported the Western sales numbers are higher than the Japan numbers. So it's probably over 500,000, something like that, but we don't actually know. That's the thing. We don't actually know. That 200,000 number, that's just Japan. I don't want to see Nintendo Switch suffer like the Wii and Wii U did. Why does Atlas constantly pull out surveys to ask what games people want to Switch but do nothing about it? Yeah, I know. Persona 5R keeps winning all their surveys, and then they never bring it over. Yeah, I don't know. Atlas doesn't give people what they want, so I don't know. Taco Bell. I haven't had Taco Bell in a long time, and with my diet, it'll be a long time. Water. I'll take a good old-fashioned water over some Taco Bell right now. Although I am... No. I don't need to eat. I'm good. Thoughts on Darksiders Genesis on Switch? I mean, I think the game's going to be better than... Or looks better than... Or will be better than what I think of it looking at it. Like, I saw the reveal trailer. Wasn't that excited for it. But I think it'll be better than what my mind is doing with it. I'm so hooked on like the first two Darksiders games, and wanting that quality back. That like I think Darksiders Genesis is probably great. Is that even out yet? I don't even know. I haven't played it. I just remember the reveal trailer. I don't know. I think the game's gonna be pretty good. Is basically what I'm saying. But my reaction to that trailer is like, eh. But I think my reaction's wrong. It's weird, right? Like, ever got the feeling where like you react to a trailer to a game and you're just like, man, that game just isn't clicking with me. But then like you get this nagging feeling in the back of your mind that, dude, this game's gonna be a lot better than you realize. I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys, but that happens to me. Like I'll watch a trailer and I'll be like, man, yuck. But then, wait. There's something that happened in that trailer that clicked that's making me think this game's gonna be pretty good. But I don't know. I don't know if you guys have ever had that happen. Shin Megami Tensei is a bad name. Why do you think Persona dropped it from the title? I mean, Shin Megami Tensei still wasn't that good of a name, but at least it was it's recognizable enough that people know, right? Like people know that it's at least an established IP at this point. But it's still not like one that sells super well. Persona sells way better, but hope you hear more about the new Hollow Knight. Yeah, we should hear more about it soon. I mean, I literally played Hollow Knight Silksong at E3 last year. So, I mean, I think we'll hear more about it soon. I think an indie's due. I mean, everything's due right now for Switch, but we're going to get an indie sometime in the next few months, and it'll talk about Hollow Knight Silksong. Hope Ori and the Will of the Wisp comes to Switch. It probably will. We got Ori and the Blind Forest. We'll get Ori and Will of the Wisp. It'll come over. Just it'll be like a timed exclusive with Xbox. What you could do is go there once a month and eat. No, I could, but no thanks. I basically try not to eat fast food at all. I'm not gonna say I never have fast food, but it's pretty rare. Maybe once a month, maybe. And only in a very specific situation. I cook all my meals at home. I do intermittent fasting now. Just started intermittent fasting yesterday. Drink lots of water. Just quit soda entirely cold turkey 2 days ago. That's been a struggle. That's why I still. If you ever see me go for a sip of these, it's just carbonated water, like carbonated flavored water. It's kind of because I'm like craving a soda, and I'm like, Doesn't completely satisfy the craving because there's no caffeine and it's lower sugar, but it's better than me reaching for a soda. RGT85 did a review of it today. What did he think of it? I didn't see his video yet. I haven't watched anyone's YouTube videos today. Well, that's not true. I watched Giannis and Chris Middleton's and Pat Connaughton's interviews for the All-Star game stuff, or the All-Star stuff, because Pat Connaughton is in the dunk contest. But that's because that's my team, the Bucks. By the way, can you talk about your other job, or is it not a good topic? Not going to talk about it. Personal. Trying to keep a lot of personal stuff away from my channel now. So, no, I'm not going to talk about my other job. Am I getting Metro for Switch? Probably not. Thoughts on Trials of Mana? I have no idea. I don't have any thoughts right now. Is that the collection? Wait, no, that's the collection of Mana. I'm confused. Hold on. Secret of Mana is my second favorite game of all time, but Trials of Mana, what is Trials of Mana again? I keep getting it confused. 3D remake of the sequel to it. Okay. I am not going to play Trials of Mana until I play the original first, which is on Switch actually, so I can do that. I can play the sequel, The Secret of Mana. I can play already on Switch. I just don't have it yet. I need to do that, and then I'll buy Trials of Mana probably. Unless I play it and then I realize Trials of Mana doesn't look that good, because they remade Secret of Mana as well, and the Secret of Mana remake looks like crap. So I guess I need to play the original and then see if I want to get the remake or not. But right now I can't give an opinion just because I haven't played, Secret of Mana, the sequel to that game. I haven't played it yet. I don't even know what it's called. The moment I saw Castle Crashers got announced for Switch, I've lost. I used to play that a lot back in my Xbox 360 days. Yeah, dude, Castle Crash. That was an addictive game back in those days. It's crazy. It's coming back on Switch. Good on you. I did a 30-day fast to quit smoking and lose weight. Win-win. Yep. Sorry for asking. Oh, it's okay, Sonic Man. You didn't upset me by asking that. I mean, it's not that personal of a question. You're just asking, hey, can we talk about your other job? Nope. Just not willing to do it. I'm trying my best I've failed a few times this year, but I'm trying my best to not talk much about my personal life. Like if I do a live stream with Yulia at some point, I expect people to ask about me and Yulia, and that's fine. We'll talk about it then maybe, but I'm trying really hard not to talk too much about my life outside of this room. I want more info on Bravely Default 2 from Square Enix. That got me way excited. Oh yeah. I also want more info on the supposed Octopath Traveler sequel that's coming. That's been confirmed. So, come on. I think Blizzard is behind the times when it comes to cross-platform. I play Overwatch on Switch and PC. I think it's crap that you can't link the same account on one platform. It's not just them. It's not just a Blizzard thing. There's very few games that cross-platform play between PlayStation, Xbox, PC, let alone PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Switch. There are very, very few games that do it. It's not just a Blizzard thing. It's a gaming thing. I don't know why. As an example, Madden. Why are the player pools for Madden on PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC not in the same player pool? There's no advantage. So why are they not in the same player pool? So it's a problem with gaming in general. Yeah, don't worry about the jeez. What's that brown box behind me? This one? That's Octopath Traveler. Collector's Edition. Octopath Traveler Collector's Edition. It's got the, let's see here. There's a pop-up book in here. Should be in here. I forgot how to open this thing. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, see, there's this pop-up book diorama thing. Shout out to Be Righteous. Haven't seen him in a while. I see him pop up on his Switch because I'm friends with him on Switch, so he pops up on Switch playing games still. But he got that for me. He bought that collector's edition for me a long time ago. So, but yeah, that's the collector's edition of Octopath Traveler. Honestly, if the game can't run at 60 FPS on Switch, I don't think it should be crossplay because it gives players a disadvantage. Sure? I said Brown Fox. Is Metroid Dread going to come out this year? Probably not. No. Metroid Dread. Man, that's a game name I haven't heard of in a long time. All right, where are we at for timing? All right, 1:43. All right. I was looking all over his wall. Oh, Brown Fox. No, he said Brown Box. Brown Fox. Switch Pro now. Now! Let's get the Switch Pro now! But I have a revised Switch. I have the red. See the red box? I have a revised Switch. Isn't this the Switch Pro? You're telling me this isn't the Switch Pro? No. Metroid freebie. You guys. Well, I want to hear a song, so we're gonna go. Where's my thing though? I don't want to blow people's ears out. I guess I could turn it up. People want me to. In your opinion, what's the best Metroid game? Metroid Prime. The first one. Smite, Fortnite, Dauntless, and Paladins all let you use the same account on different platforms. For example, even if Blizzard doesn't want crossplay, they could let us use one account. They could, but they don't, and they're not the only ones. A lot of people don't. I know you bring up some good examples of companies that do. All of those examples, though, are indie games. Why the indie titles seem to have, or titles that are indie-like and free-to-play seem to have a better ability to do it than those that charge $60 a pop, I have no idea. You'll have to talk to all the AAA publishers and why they decide to do that. And what hoops maybe they have to walk through that free-to-play games don't. I have no idea. Go on Twitter and yell at Nintendo. No, I'm not yelling at them for anything. Be happy with what you have. It's a lesson for life. All right. Come on. Turn that up a little bit. Yeah. I'm limping down the way. All right. You guys got any more questions or anything you want to talk about here? Got about 15 minutes. Before I'm left with blush, frankly, there is nothing I can say. For pushing the extremes, won't find in the magazines. Silicone has got me begging, please give me more of what I really need. 'Cause there is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock. You need horse cock. Of course, cock. Grab the loop and slam the day away. My shaft is quivering and my balls are turning blue as I think of drinking in a foot or even two of my favorite stallion that I keep in my top drawer. Yeah, Nintendo is reviving an old franchise anytime soon. No. I'd like to think they are, but no. Horse what? Never hear me saying nay. No cock like horse cock. Put my dick inside a sock. Uh-oh. I'm getting a call from the fiance. 1 second. Bow, bow, down, down, ya da 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 da, da da, da, ya da 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 da. Oh man, Okay, I'm really feeling it now. Are you feeling it now? Oh, SpongeBob. Lay it on me, crabs, baby. Hello? We need an original Sonic game. Nintendo Direct start with the song playing. Imagine Nintendo announces Red Dead Redemption 2 on Switch. Oh, you had to mention it. Thing is, I know I can't say anything. All right. I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh, hey! Of course, right before I go, we get our first super chat of the night. DN Megasdan. I'm glad that I caught it before I hit end stream. Says, I think the new Nintendo president just pushed. Oh, someone caught the hero. Thank you. I think the new Nintendo president just pushed back the release of the Switch Pro and no Nintendo Direct yet. I don't know. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat, though. That is the only super chat we had of the whole day. So thank you so much. Right at the end, bringing it hardcore. Nope. Another. I can't. Sorry, guys. I can't. Not yet. I can't. Sorry. Okay. I got to go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to try to make this like a semi-regular thing every Saturday where I do like these little chatty streams. You guys seem to enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. So, yeah. Thanks for the super chat. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.